what a game, what a game, what a game. So, first and foremost, let's say the simple thing. It's a win over the Montreal Canadiens. And I don't care about anything else beyond that in terms of like, that was already worth being super pumped about. Now, if we take that out of the consideration, oh my goodness, is there ever so much to be super pumped about, right? Jack Campbell setting the record, right? For the Leafs, most wins in a row. You guys are saying he was crying. I didn't see that part. I'd probably rush down here to get set up and everything like that. If he is crying, let me tell you, he deserves those tears. If he's a Leafs fan at all, if he was a Leafs fan at all growing up, and he just set a record for goaltending in Toronto, that's incredible. And I think he tied the NHL record now too. So like one more, and he's like NHL's longest win streak. Did I hear that correctly? I think I did. You guys can tell me, man. So, I mean, straight up, I'd probably be crying too. I'm almost crying right now trying to talk about it. What an amazing moment. What an amazing moment for a guy like that to come through in a moment like this and go on a tear the way he is. Oh, it's just incredible. You know what I mean? 10-0. Holy, did you see Marner? You see Marner counting them up too for him, right? You guys catch that on camera? That was nice, eh? Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Campbell's one of the boys. He's one of the boys for sure. He fits right in. They love him. He loves them. You need that, man. You need that. Port Huron is where he's from, eh? So not a Leafs fan. How do you know that, though? How do you know that? We got people everywhere. Doesn't matter where you're from. We got Leafs fans everywhere. You never know. But still, even just to set a franchise record for any NHL franchise, you know, beautiful, beautiful. What a great story, you know? And for, you know, hey, look, I this might seem like a really bad time to bring this up, but I just want to remind Leafs fans, okay, that for every David Ayres story we have, and we have them, okay, we get these two, which are equally beautiful, and this one goes in our favor too, right? So it's extra good for us. It's extra good. So way to go, Jack Campbell. My goodness. Love it. Love it. Soup cans are all up in the chat now for him as well, too. That's it. That's it, man. Gotta love that. Gotta love, you gotta love Tavares tonight. I'm sorry, but like, when anyone calls him quiet or boring or, you know, any of that stuff, I'm like, that's in the media, guys. That's in the media. Oh, I never see him get fired up out there. Never, never. I do. He did tonight. And you won't see that side of him on camera for like, you know what I mean? You won't see that side of him on camera for interviews and things like that. It's not going to happen, right? So, my goodness, I just love seeing him get a little feisty out there. I think the Leafs actually played really well defensively tonight. I know they gave up a couple goals, but it's to Corey Perry first of all. And yeah, that second goal was pretty garbage. Like, there's no way he should have scored that. But that aside, though, honestly, I think they played a really good defensive game. Yeah, Montreal got their chances. They weren't going away. They get riled up against Toronto, so you know it's coming. And the Leafs just kind of like still stuck with it. You know what I mean? It didn't allow them the crazy chances. I'm not saying Campbell didn't earn that win. He absolutely did with some of his saves for sure. But at the same time, the boys really did help him out a lot. They're blocking a lot of shots now, I see. I don't know if I just didn't notice that before, but tonight I really noticed they were blocking a lot of shots, man. So I don't know. I think they were doing a pretty good job defensively for the most part. But then, of course, like I said, when they collapse, when they do something that's a little bit of a mistake, it's a big mistake. And that whole Corey Perry thing. I mean, guys, if he's standing right in front of your crease like that, trying to bang away at a loose puck, don't you be looking down trying to bang away at the same loose puck. One of you take your stick, drive it through his shoulder, right about here, right? Leave a nice bruise because there's no padding there, okay? And send him flying. Oh, but Ryan, isn't that a penalty? That's a cross-checking penalty. You can't do that. You're darn right you can't do that. So what? Take your 2 minutes, stop the goal. Like, what was it, Dermott earlier? Was it Dermott that did this? He got the penalty for tripping. Because I think it was Perry again, was going wide, had him beat. He was on the ground already. He slid around and smacked him. Now, I'm pretty sure he hit the puck first, by the way. So that's kind of a joke to me, but whatever. Let's say it is just a legitimate tripping call. Yeah, right. Dermott, yes. Spun around, swiped the stick, boom. Because if not, that was either a 2-on-1 or a 2-on-0. That's a one-timer situation. And you know what? If it's Perry as well, too, that was coming in, you know, he's already got a little bit of a touch tonight. You got to shut that down. You take your 2 minutes. Trust me, guys. Even in like minor league, there was times I got penalties in front of my own net as a defenseman. That my coach looked at me as I skated to the bench, like to the penalty box beside the bench, and just went, yeah. Because if the other option is a goal, right? You take your 2 minutes. right? I don't care if it's a trip. I don't care if it's a body. You don't hurt a guy, right? He could have bear hugged him. Honestly, someone could have just dropped their stick, grabbed Perry, and bear hugged him. You know what I mean? For that second goal. And I would have been happy with that because I know why he did that. You know, I would have understood that move because who cares if there's a penalty when you're stopping a goal? It's totally worth it, right? So sorry, I see Declan's got to go. Just got to go early to school tomorrow. So thanks for sticking around. And anyone else who's got to go early, I know too. We all got school and stuff like that, right? And jobs and craziness. So you never have to apologize or anything like that. I'm just glad you come out when you do come out. Okay. Yeah. So I'm telling you, man, take that penalty. Don't let Perry get that shot away. Everyone's looking down at their feet, whacking at a puck. No, that's not how you do that. But like I said, that was maybe the only real defensive error that was like glaring to me. There's little ones along the way, but you know, like they didn't result in dangerous chances, and sometimes that's okay, right? Sometimes it is about the result and not about what you did. And you can kind of get away with a little bit of that stuff if you're not letting in dangerous opportunities, you know? So straight up, the boys played well. Montreal played well. You knew they weren't going away, man. I knew they weren't going away. My kids and I, we always predict the game at bedtime, right? Now, sometimes they get to stay up for 1 period. Sometimes they get to stay up for 2, right? Depending on the day of the week, depending on what they got the next day as well, right? So we do this thing right at bedtime where we guess what the outcome of the game is going to be based on what we've seen so far. And both my son and my daughter, and even I finished off with by agreeing with the two of them, both said 3-2 Toronto, because we allowed them to make the same choice. It's not a betting game, right? If they agree with each other, they agree with each other. 3-2 Toronto. We all said it, all three of us. And I loved it. That's exactly how this thing was going down. You knew Montreal wasn't going to go away quietly. They never do. You're lucky to ever get a blowout against Montreal if you're wearing the blue and white. That's just how it goes, right? Unfortunately, I wish I could say it's the opposite too, but that doesn't always work out that way, right? I think Montreal's blown us out quite a few times in the past. But we don't worry about that, okay? What we worry about is the future and the present, and it's all looking good. It's all going nice, right? Just keep on riding, boys. Just keep on riding, right? Don't question it. Don't get too crazy with it, okay? You know, experiment a little because you got the breathing room to do it now. If you want to call up a fourth goalie, sure, why not? You know what I mean? If you want to try a new defenseman, go for it. You know what I mean? If someone's making you a sweet deal on a player and you think, you know what, we got the players to spare to do it, do it. I don't care, right? Now's the time to kind of experiment a little bit. But just don't get too crazy, man. Just let it ride. Let it flow. You know what I mean? Let it flow. And it's all flowing right now. The stories are interweaving. You know what I mean? We got different successes for individual players, and we got different successes for the whole team. There's a whole like movie going on here right now. And that's what you want, man. That's what you want. Because as a viewer, that way, no matter what happens from here on out, it's going to be exciting. That's all you ask for as a sports fan. Trust me. Forget cups. Forget wins. All right? You want them, but you can't ask for them. It's not in your place to ask for them. Okay? You're not out there fighting for it. You're not out there on the team. Okay? You don't have to take the crap if they lose. Right? You might get called up by some friends at work or whatever like that. People get their names dragged through the mud over this sport. Okay? So you can't ask for wins. You can't ask for cups. What you can ask for is that they try hard every game and that it means something by the end. You know, that there's something to go off of. Right? And that's how I do it. Right? So we are here right now. We are in a moment now from here on out where like nothing else will be boring this season. Everything is going to be a story. And that's awesome. Because you look at teams like Buffalo that like they've basically been done since Christmas. I don't even know what to say. You know? That like those fans are struggling, man. We're not them. We have been. For almost a decade. We have been. I mean, I know it was like 10 years for not making the playoffs. But some of those years were still pretty good. Right? You know, intro couple years and then like the last year or two, maybe. I don't know. Right? I don't know. But the point is, let's just ride it out now, right? We're going to see Montreal at least once more, right? I think it is. We got a lot of other teams to face too. We got through everybody again. I don't know what's going on in Vancouver. Hope everyone's staying safe, but we got to figure out what's going on with their games. That's going to happen. That's going to have to be sorted out. Nylander missed the game tonight, right? At least they were saying because of a possibility. They weren't confirming anything yet, so you never know. And besides, I mean, the Toronto Maple Leafs are rich enough, they'll probably just buy up all the vaccinations, you know what I mean, under the table, illegally, you know, like sports teams do with MRIs and stuff like that. No, they just buy their own machines. They probably have their own, that's what the Leafs are rich enough to do. The Leafs are rich enough, they probably have their own scientists working on their own vaccination that none of y'all ever even heard of, and, you know, they got their own thing. They all took it, so I'm sure they're good. Don't quote me on that. But, you know, I'm just saying, I think hopefully the same thing doesn't tear through us because it's looking rough in Vancouver right now, right? So yeah, I mean, that's it. Gonna see Montreal again. I think we're gonna see them in the first round, man. I really do. I really think it's gonna happen. And if it does, oh baby, is that gonna be a series? Oh geez. So like, think about how thrilling that is. And if not, even if we come second or third even, right? Then we're gonna be up against what? Edmonton, Winnipeg, something like that. That's been a dramatic series like this whole season too. There's really nothing that can go wrong in terms of just like drama. Even if it all went to absolute crap, 18-wheeler off the cliff and they lose every game from here on out, that's still epic at this point. You know what I mean? That's still an epic storyline. So I mean, you know, they got the chance, man. They got the chance to go all the way. They've got the skills. They can turn it on when they need to. And if you think about it, they can get past the first two rounds, possibly, because we're already beating all these teams in our division anyways. So there's a good chance, right? We could get one, maybe even two series so far, if we're really being honest about the predictions here. And then we run into America, and then it's like, ooh, who knows from here on out, right? And they'll be saying the same thing too, don't worry, right? But for now, oh my goodness, everything's a story, everything's exciting, and I'm telling you, I'm really into it right now. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. We'll check you after the next game. I don't know when it is, but for anyone watching on YouTube later on and stuff like that. But for now, you know how I do it, okay? I've been ranting. I've been seeing what's going on. Now I want to see what you're saying, okay? I want to know what you think is going on. So let's get to it, all right? Quick before you go, I want to remind you, I'm also on Twitch after every Leafs game just talking about what happened. It's seriously blowing up way bigger than the gaming stuff, so if you like NHL but you also like talking hockey, come on out after every Leafs game, only on Twitch.